Well, hi, everybody. I'm Dave Little, and this is In the Sulky, live from the Sam McKee Memorial Broadcast Set. My guest this evening is Andy McCarthy. Andy, thanks for taking a couple of minutes and being with us tonight.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Dave.
Now, let's get right to the hard-hitting questions from a seasoned journalist. The Thunder from Down Under. Do you like your nickname?
Oh, I don't mind it. I've been called a lot worse, that's for sure.
Is that right? And people at the rail, maybe?
Yeah, here and there.
Give you a little something?
Yeah.
No, but it is kind of nice, and obviously it's an honor of your Australian heritage. Did a lot of racing in Australia, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I started when I was 16. I think the first year I come over here was when I was 21. So I did a good 5 years down there, and then I continued to race down there when when I'd go home from a stint. When I first started coming, it was kind of 6 months on, 6 months off. So, I did a lot of racing down there.
So my wife did a story on you a couple of weeks ago, and apparently you came over thinking that you were going to be a blacksmith rather than a driver?
Yeah, you know what? I was always really interested in the horses and the racing side of it. And I wanted to be a driver, but Dad was always of the opinion you need to have something to fall back on. You know what I mean? And I tried being a plumber for. I was an apprentice plumber for 2 weeks, and I went, you know what, Dad, I didn't mind the work, but I want to be with horses, so I come up with being a blacksmith.
When you're driving against your brother, Todd, which happens all the time around here, how do you put brotherly love aside and say to yourself, I got to beat this guy?
Well, we've been trying to beat each other from day dot, training horses, you know what I mean? It's that's just how we grew up, and I've been racing against my older brother Luke and my father, and he's my dad, and I'm still trying to beat him. It's just the way it is, and I think we just love competing, and even if it's with each other at home, we're trying to beat each other.
Right, yeah. So that brotherly competition gets through. I guess when you were kids, Luke beat you up and you beat Todd up. Is that the idea?
Oh yeah, not so much beat up, but training horses or whatever. We'd go at it. Yeah.
On the subject of brotherly love, you mentioned your brother Luke. He's the oldest of the three of you. I know you have a sister as well. Back in your native Australia last September, he won the Tab Eureka at Menangle, $2.1 million. I know you guys got up early in the morning to catch the race. That must have been really exciting.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool. It was just catch drive for him. He didn't train the horse, but he is an excellent driver, and he just knows how to put horses in the right spot, especially when it's big money races. You know what I mean? He very tactfully. He's great at getting them in the right spot.
Yeah, followed cover all the way around and won with the only mare in the race, so that was quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So congratulations to Luke. That must have been great fun. Now, as the guy who writes the nightly recaps around here, I've been talking a lot about your remarkable success on Saturday nights. Let's take a look at something I call Let's Get Down to Business. And on Saturdays, it's just remarkable the type of numbers that you've been able to put up. What do you attribute to this success on Saturdays?
Horsepower. I'm just fortunate enough to have some great people around me, and I'm in a really good spot right now. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I've got some really, really cool people with some really, really cool horses, and we're working well together.
Yeah, but to record 7 driving triples from just 14 race cards, that's pretty exceptional.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely getting a little tougher now. Everybody's turning up, and they're coming out of the woodworks now. But it's I had a great winter. I really did. I had a great time. I was just racing up here on Saturdays, and kind of just hanging out with the family through the week, and it was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, it's been kind of nice working just one day a week, isn't it?
I know. I was really settling into that, Dave.
Right.
It was
pretty nice.
I've been working about 10 days straight now. I think I need a vacation.
Yeah,
already.
you're all used up. What do you? Let's talk a little history while including a note about what's going on right now. And this is one I call "And the Thunder Rolls." February the 25th, you won 5 races on one card. Were you really feeling it that night? That's hard to do.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I'm sure I had good horses to drive, and it's just a matter of just getting them in the right spots. But you definitely kind of get in the zone, and you feel better some nights than others. You know what I mean? But it's just what I try to work on is finding that zone and trying to get it all the time.
All right, now let's turn the clock back. Breeders' Crown 2019. Give me a quick hit. What are the great things about, number one, Ramona Hill?
She was just freakish, exceptional. She had her troubles, and she just overcome them. For her to do what she did, a 3-year-old year, late in a 2-year-old year. It was freakish. It was outstanding.
Reflect with me.
Crazy fast. That was a lot of fun. I think that was my first Breeders' Crown win, and she come from no man's land. I think she was 4th or 5th over and just rallied hard.
Caviar Alley.
Oh, just hats off to Caviar Alley. She's just a war horse, I took it 2 shots in as long as I could, and I started to feel a little defeated there and at times. But I tell you what, Caviar Alley, she pulled it off.
Dancing Lou.
Yeah, I only got to drive him a couple of times. Neat horse and great will to win.
Now, 2020 was a very strange year for all of us. There's no question about it with the COVID-19 pandemic. You drove Ramona Hill in the Hamiltonian. You won that race. But you also went up to Canada and drove Julie Miller's Venerate. How did you get that drive? Where the heck was Andy?
Yeah.
How did you get that drive from Andy Miller?
The border was an issue.
Right.
It was a huge issue, and I had it. I committed to go. I actually spent a month up there earlier in the season, and I was up there chasing Ramona Hill, so I kind of had that a visa to get back and forth. And Andy, I don't think he was really that worried about it. If he just thought he could get someone, you know what I mean. So it really worked out for me.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about Ramona Hill. Let's take a look at the Hamiltonian that Ramona Hill and Andy McCarthy won. So impressive through the stretch. How good was Ramona Hill?
Oh, it's goosebumps.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like when you asked her for maximum effort. Even her elimination was just crazy good. I think she trot 25 and 4 on the end of it and come from way back. You know what I mean? It's like it's really exciting when you get to sit behind horses that are that talented.
Now that was 2020. Let's talk a little 2024. Last year, you drove a horse by the name of Buy Around for Noel Daly, a very, very good-looking trotting filly. Here she is down the center of the track.
Yeah, you know what, and she wasn't even near her best this day. I know they were struggling a little bit with some mucus and whatnot, and but just good horses get it done. She's a really talented filly, and I'm hoping she can have a good 3-year-old year.
Yeah, what are you looking for this year from her? The big one, the Oaks.
Yeah,
she that kind of horse?
Oh, Pipe Dream, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's definitely fast enough. She if she just gets that little bit bigger and stronger this year, I think we can start mixing it up.
Earlier this year, you had a horse from the Robert Cleary barn who won 6 in a row, and that race that he lost, he missed not by a whole lot, firing home. I speak, of course, of Oakwood Arden IR. Let's take a look at him in action during the course of 2024.
This horse has just done everything so easy so far. He's very exciting. I haven't got enough good to say about him, really. He had a little bit of an unfortunate incident there his last start, but you know what, it's no big deal. He got a little time off, and I'm expecting big things from him. I know they took a chance and staked him up a little bit, so we'll see.
Robert told me that Oakwood Arden lost a shoe in his last race and stood on the clip, puncturing his foot. You're an old blacksmith. Tell us a little bit about that injury, and does it really hurt the horse?
Oh, absolutely. It
Yeah.
hurts a lot. It's it's like getting down below that white line on a toenail or something like that. It really hurts. But they're coming down. They're putting their weight on it. So hats off to the horse. I didn't really feel it that much in the race, but I could kind of feel it when I was slowing him down. And they're so tough, these animals. It's crazy. But so that's just part of it. And he's had his time off. He's sound now, and I'm sure he'll be getting ready to rattle here soon.
Yeah, it's sure that we'll see him in the next couple of weeks. So our time, as I told you, has already run out. So Andy McCarthy, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck for a great 2024.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Time for Andy to get to work. After this break, John Rallis will jump in that chair, and we'll talk about tonight's featured action.